The purpose of this new format is trying to understand by interviewing many people that have decided to go solo and
Mhm.
start their own business. What are the common characteristics, if there are any, and what role vulnerability plays into it? We actually know each other already. We worked in the same organization. I would like to ask you to start with to tell us about what you're doing.
I started a company called Simple Fox. Simple Fox is a fleet manager and administration services business. So we go in and we help companies develop their fleet program in a way that suits their business. We add an additional level of support between the organisation and, say, the fleet manager or the suppliers, to really make sure that the employees are getting a great experience, to really make sure that the contracts are ticking away as best they should. I use the term brand agnostic. So what that means is I'm not aligned to any particular financier. I'm not aligned to any particular supplier or any particular manufacturer when it comes to fleet management.
How would fleet management work in the current scenario? Because you got all of these cars that are parked.
My recommendation for businesses today is don't make any rash decisions in an effort to save money or in an effort to reduce monthly rentals.
Yeah.
Assess, understand your contract and assess all of the options you've got available to you. It might be that that the only option is to keep paying that monthly lease payment, or to keep that asset on board for when businesses start scaling up again, which hopefully won't be too far away.
Yeah.
Um, Not to sit there and take a quick option that might actually penalise you further down the track.
How did you come to the decision to start your own business? Because you've been in this industry for about 16 years, but then you decided to go solo.
The process for me was just wanting to try something different. So I spent a long time with my previous employer. Um, I wanted to go out there and try something, whether it be a new job, whether it be a complete change of industry. I wanted to try something that would really challenge me. Starting a new business is certainly a challenge, and it was my way, I guess, of challenging myself to be solely responsible for whatever happens, whether it be positive or negative, whether the business works or if it doesn't work. Feel like I'd really utilised everything, all my knowledge to build something great.
Did vulnerability play a role into this? And if not, did something else play a role?
It wasn't the first and obvious reason why I decided to do what I did. Um, I think it's important to show vulnerability. I think it's important to understand that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get everything, you know, right first time every time. That no one has all the answers. That there's greater success in collaboration than there is in going it alone. Which might seem contradictory to starting a business and being a sole operator, but the collaboration I get to do now is with other businesses. I get to see how they operate. I get to understand what their drivers are and really build a lot of that back in.
You gave away one or two books about vulnerability to someone in the business.
I gave those books to some people who I wanted to drop their guard a little bit. Um, these were people that were, I guess, I was managing when I left. But I wanted them to read the books and understand that it's okay not to be, the cool guy. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay not to know everything. You need to drop those guards down, and you need to have authentic conversations with people and interact in a way where people, you build trust and you build confidence. That they've got your best interests at heart, and vice versa.
Now you've been, what, 6 months into your new adventure, I believe.
Mhm.
What, give or take, what sort of advice would you give to someone who's deciding, who's considering to get into their own solo adventure?
Yeah, my advice would be try and be comfortable with failure, or get comfortable with failure. There was I there was a time early on in the business where I was just trying to set up some really basic things like a website and email. And I partnered with a business to help me do that. And it was an absolute disaster. And I really took that hard because I was like, I can't even get this very basic function up and running. And then it turns out, after a lot of blood, sweat and tears of trying to resolve that, I actually went solo, which is what I really should have done in the first place. And when I went solo and did that work myself, it actually worked really, really well. But it's that inner voice that sort of says, mate, if you can't do this, how do you think you can run a business? Be comfortable with setbacks. Be comfortable, because there's really no failure. If you're out there and you're really trying to build something special and something that aligns with your values and something where you truly believe you can bring some good to an organisation or to a business, stick with that passion, but don't beat yourself up too much if things don't go exactly according to the plan that you put in place when you first set out.
Today, I went to my weekly Agile meetup group. We had a session on finding our purpose, our why. An interesting insight was that the moderator was suggesting to use what they call a Venn diagram, trying to find a balance between what you love, what you know how to do really well, and what people will be willing to pay for what you do.
Yeah.
If you find a balance between the three, it's very likely that eventually you'll get there. Well, thank you very much for all of this, and I will see you very soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Massimo.
Cheers, mate.